Are we on? Are we on? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't ever really know how to start these things. I kind of just go in for the kill with the "Are we on?" Or I like saying "Are we live?" a lot. But anyway, that's irrelevant. I'm kind of just thinking out loud right now, kinda, you know. So yeah, I'm like super tired right now, man. It's only 10 o'clock at night. But I've been having a lot of trouble sleeping at night for the past while. Um, and I was about to fall asleep, and I didn't want to do that yet because my sleep pattern is just. I don't even want to go into explaining all that right now. It's just a complicated mess that I need to fix. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I was going to fall asleep, but instead of doing that, I decided I'm going to come on here and draw a couple of drawings for my animation. I got a quick idea earlier, so I'm going to try to implement that now and see how it goes. Um, so yeah, well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new camera angle in the scene. I was saying that was sort of at the I was sort of saying that in my last animation stream. I was saying that I want to change the camera angle after I had done some of those last drawings that I was doing. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna change the camera angle. Obviously I can fill like I can fill the rest of the drawings in where I need to. And work around the camera, like working around the camera angles and stuff like that. Again, I'm tired right now, and I'm trying to like share the link at the same time, just in case I seem like I'm distracted. That's what's going on right now. But yeah, as I was saying, I can fill in those drawings or whatever when I need to, when I see like the timing of the camera angle change and all of that. But I do have an idea for a new shot that I want to do, so I'm going to try that out now. And then we can start doing a couple new drawings once I change the camera angle again. All right, so let me just share this real quick and we'll get started. All right, there we go. All right, let's do it. Let's fucking do it, man. So yeah, I don't know if I'll be too talkative during this stream. My mic is still on in case I want to say something, but I think I'm gonna try to focus a lot on what I'm doing, and on top of that, I'm just like I was saying, I'm like pretty goddamn tired at the minute, so I might not be the most talkative today, but we shall see. Actually, let me put my stream back on my other screen here, just so that I can make sure that it's all running okay and all of that. Alright, that's okay for now. My camera's not messing up. My mic seems fine. Let me put on my overlay and my little video source there, and then bring myself down. All right, there we go. So this is where we left up last time, just with that drawing that was frustrating me there. Obviously we've got more in-betweens to do here, but we'll take care of that at a later time. What I really want to get nailed down at the minute is that change of camera angle, and just to so we can time it better. we can time better what's happening in the scene. Let me put this on solid for now, just so my software is like running at its optimal level, and we'll change to the timeline for now. See where our last camera change is. Alright, so what I said I was gonna do is after he turns around, he's gonna kind of go off screen a little bit, and then the camera is going to change. So we'll change it somewhere around here, around frame 2800. And then we can you know, sort of like start drawing what's going to be happening, because he's going to run away from him, but then he's going to like fall down and trip. So I think we'll be better off showing that action in the wide shot rather than the close-up. So for now, like from this camera angle, what we're going to be seeing is him kind of running off screen. And then, like I said, after we change to the wider shot, we can, you know, draw the rest of the drawings. That's going to be him like tripping and falling and stuff. I think it'll read better like that, I think, on screen, to kind of show it all like in camera. Alright, so we've changed our camera to view, and we've got auto keyframe on. Now we can move our camera to the new angle. Now what I was thinking of, I'm kind of thinking of like just sort of a classical kind of horror camera angle that is like kind of hiding in the bushes. The camera's sort of gonna be in the bushes, and you know, it's kind of just it's kind of telling us subconsciously that, you know, this character is kind of being stalked or watched to some degree. It just kind of like, you know, teleports that idea to the viewer, you know, that's what's going on, even in a subconscious manner. Now, I'm going to have to change back, I think, to material preview for this, actually, because obviously, as we can see there's a lot of planes in the way, so I'm not going to be able to really see what is going on there. 1 second, let me change the camera away from view, or take it away from view, sorry, just so that we can see what we're doing better. I think I want to have this tree in the shot. I'm not too sure if have I done this camera angle already. Let me see. Let me scrub back real quick and see if I've actually done this. I feel like I either wanted to do this camera angle before, or I already did, but I can't. Yeah, see, I do. I kind of have that camera angle right there. So you know what? I don't really want to bring that camera to the same place there. But what I can do is we can bring the camera around to like this, as long as we're not breaking like the 180 rule with the camera. I think we can kind of get away with putting the camera back here, and that might look pretty cool. So we want kind of a low camera angle here just to show, and then then that will like kind of drive the action of the scene as well in a way. And I might do a slight I might put it at a slight Dutch angle there as well. I'm just trying to think of a interesting kind of composition there. And we can rotate the camera to kind of put it at a sort of a Dutch angle, something like that maybe. Now, what I was saying about this sort of dictating the action of the scene as well is that, all right, let me turn that off, the snap camera to view, and I will bring up my last our last keyframe that we did here, duplicate that all the way to the 2799. Just one frame before our new keyframe there. So let me zoom in more on the timeline here right quick. All right, that's in the correct place. And then, yes, as I was saying, this is going to kind of dictate our action now, because originally I was going to have the character just kind of running this way toward these bushes. And I guess I can still do that in a way, or I can make him sort of run to the left, sort of down here past the phone and stuff, and like back toward the front of the store. Sort of like make him run down this way, going like, you know, toward the door there of the store. But I'm thinking, like, really, if he's panicking, there's just some guy trying to grab him. He's panicking, he's not really thinking straight. He might just end up running right toward the camera here, where these little palm plants are planted in the ground here. And that kind of goes with what I was thinking. My idea was to have like him sort of run away and then hide like in bushes or whatever. And so he thinks he's made an escape, you know, he thinks he's gotten away from the guy, but he's kind of just hiding in bushes, kind of panicking, breathing heavy. And then he will momentarily like sort of like look out of the bushes and he'll see the guy like looking around for him, I guess. And then, you know, a few more moments of panic and anxiety. And when he looks back out again, when he checks on the guy again to see if he's still there, the guy is gone. And then, once he thinks the guy is gone, the guy, of course, is going to come up behind him at that point and grab him. So he thinks he's in the clear for a few seconds. You know, he sits back down kind of in relief. And then we subvert that expectation by having the guy, like I said, quickly find him in the bush and grab him. And then he's going to do something to incapacitate him. But I'm not going to fully say what's happening there or provide like full context, but like that was my idea that I had earlier while I was contemplating either falling asleep or doing some animation. So yeah, I think we'll get started on that now. I actually thought like animating a character like running toward the camera, I kind of felt like that would be a little bit tricky. And it is kind of a little more tricky, like planning that if a character is like running toward the screen or walking toward the screen, obviously that's going to be a different type of drawing than if you're just animating like a regular walk cycle or run cycle, like from like left to right, from screen left to screen right, or you know, vice versa. The drawings are going to be different because it's like a front angle of the character. And I actually tried to do that like in another scene. I can't remember if I streamed that or not. I might have streamed it, but basically what I'm saying is like I thought I was going to have a really hard time like animating that from like a front angle, like a walk cycle. And it ended up actually being okay. It wasn't as... because I had never like done that before, you know what I mean? That's like the first time that I had attempted like a walk cycle from the front. And I thought it was going to give me a real hard time. I thought it was going to be really difficult and possibly undoable. But I ended up being okay, and it turned out... it turned out like I was quite happy with the end result. So... yeah, I don't actually really mind doing a character drawn from the front, making him like run. And this actually might be yeah, this actually might turn out to be an interesting shot because we have some of the environment here that he can sort of be interacting with, like the lamppost here in the center of the shot, and then we can have him run right up toward the camera there, like he's gonna go behind this bush, or we can have him go to the left of the lamppost and sort of go behind the bush that way. So yeah, there's some interesting things we can kind of do with this angle. I think I like this camera view. It's a pretty nice wide shot there. Yeah, so I'm happy with that for now. Now what I can do is we actually have drawings of the character from the front, like further back on the timeline. So I think I might actually take that front view. I think I might actually take that front view as a reference, and then we can obviously add what we need to add to it. But I think I'll do that. I can like duplicate that drawing from the front, and then that'll make it like more consistent as well with what we already have. Oh, excuse me. And I just thought of an interesting thing here. I was saying that we're gonna be drawing the character like falling and tripping and falling. So what we can actually do here is we have like the pavement here that they're currently standing on, like that light gray pavement. And when he runs down here closer toward the lamppost, which is like sort of parking lot concrete. I don't really know what you would call that. I guess in the UK, I guess they would call that tarmac. I can't remember what they would call it in the States, but just sort of the darker material you see there by the lamppost. We can actually have him tripping and falling like off the pavement onto that darker material there. So that could be an interesting way to make him lose his footing, as he's trying to go off the pavement here. I've actually noticed here just now there's a gap between the pavement and the street. You can see underneath it there, you can see the starry sky. So I'm gonna have to lift this material up, this plane right here. Let me see if the one around here is like that too. Oh, it's actually not. Alright, so I'm gonna do that now just to get it out of the way and so I don't forget about it again. Alright, let me see. There we go. And lift. Lift, damn you. Lift. Alright, let's see what that looks like now. Is that okay? Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. I want to make sure. I don't know why I left that like that in the first place. Maybe it was like clipping in a weird kind of way or something. No, that's fine. It's still below this other plane. See, I have this like pavement in two sections there and there. It's like a copy of the. It's like two copies of the same thing. But yeah, it's still below that, so it shouldn't be clipping or giving us any kind of issues like that. So that'll be fine. Let me move that back one frame just to make sure that that stays in the correct place and that it hasn't like animated itself to like lift from the lower position to the upper position. Sometimes it be tripping like that. Come on, save. Save, damn you. Alright, let's see. Alright, we seem to be all good. Sweet. Alright, back to frame 2800. Back to... Actually, let me select the character for now. Then we can see where those other drawings are from the front. And there they are. Alright, so what we will do is I can Go back to the dope sheet. Grab that. Let me make sure all those frames are selected. All right, I'm glad we checked that. They were all selected. Okay. And now I can duplicate that and bring that one to 2800. 2800. Alright, so that means that as soon as the camera angle changes at 2800, we'll be back to seeing our character from the front view. Yeah, perfect. That's what we wanted. Let's see now. Alright, good. Now, that's not going to be the correct scale and everything like that. Clearly, he's huge and he's like half clipped into the ground there. But what this will allow me to do now is I'll take this, I'll scale it down. I'll bring him up a little bit. And then I can like draw the legs and stuff like that. I can just add to the drawing that we already have here. Let me get that timeline back real quick. And then we can go into edit mode. Select all. Why is that only selecting? There we go. It didn't select everything the first time I clicked it. All right. And now, as I was saying, scale this down. When I have them like just up here to be the correct size, so maybe something like that, and then comparatively speaking to the hooded figure, which I can still see standing behind him, maybe about there. Let me see how far off the ground that is. Maybe a little bit lower than that. I don't want his legs to be like too long. I don't want his legs to look too long. Maybe something like that. And again, let's check to make sure that's all just lining up correctly. Whoa, what the fuck? What has happened here? What kind of... How did the camera angle get like that? Oh, god damn you. Alright. Let's check this again. Timeline. Why did it do that? Why is it like that? Why are you doing this? Alright, so I don't know what's screwing up there, but what I'm gonna do is just duplicate that again. Alright, I think I can see what's going on there. As you can see, there's like 3 extra keyframes down on this angle right here. And it's like for rotation of the Y Euler, whatever that means. I thought it said ruler at first, but it doesn't. And Z ruler rotation. And the X scale. I don't know why that hasn't like... I don't know why these 3 bottom keyframes haven't copied across, but they just haven't. I don't know why there's like less on this one. But obviously that's what's causing the issue here, because the rotation is like changing there between shots. And we don't want that. Trying to figure out what else I can do here to like negate that and delete those keyframes. Delete those keyframes. All right, let's see now. All right, unlock these now. And let's see if that does the trick. All right, I think that did it. Why is his texture all fucked up on his hood right there, man? Why is it like that? It wasn't like that before. Anyway, one problem at a time. Alright, I think that's it. I think that's the right frame. Alright, and now we've run into another problem here with the character's mouth. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's see what the issue is here now. Okay. So his mouth is going out of place right here, which again was a non-issue before, but this fucking thing is just doing whatever it wants to do. My door just opened by itself. We got a poltergeist coming in and shit. Oh man. Alright, so we're in edit mode. Selected all for the mouth. Let's move it back into the correct position, which for some reason it should have been in already, but it wasn't. Scale it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right. And what I will do as well is select this mouth again and make that another layer, because those previous drawings that I did, like him from the front, I didn't have that mouth layer on it. I just had like a mouth layer like that. So now I'm going to delete that previous one of the mouth being open there. And the one that's already there should be on the lines layer here. Oh no, it's on the, it will be on the eyes, I guess. Yeah, okay. Take that. Delete. And delete. And now we'll just draw a new mouth. Okay. Let me save that first of all. Before I start a new drawing. And this one again, this mouth layer can just kind of be closed. Actually, since it's like one frame right after the camera angle changes, I'll keep his mouth open for this shot. But these mouth shapes are liable to change because during this scene he's not going to be talking, but he is going to be like screaming and sort of pleading. But I haven't actually recorded those voice lines yet. But it's not going to be too tricky to line these mouth shapes up, you know, because like I said, he's not having like a full conversation. He's kind of just screaming on and off. So yeah, all of these mouth shapes will either be like open or sort of open or closed, just depending on what he's doing vocally at this point. But it's not going to be like a full-on like bunch of different mouth shapes like we would run into if we were having a full conversation. Alright, go ahead and did I lock those layers again? I did. Actually, let me lock the eyes too. Okay, select mouth. Sculpt. Oh, not draw, sculpt. There we go. And smooth it out. Smooth it. All right. Grab the tongue. Delete. Grab the tongue again. Okay, something like that should be fine. All right. What is that little mark on his face? Where is that from? Okay, there we go. And these fills are going to get changed out too, just because the camera angle has changed. It is sort of, they're all just kind of thrown off. So I'm actually going to just delete all these fills and just redo them. Delete, delete. Oh shit, I deleted my mouth by accident. Alright. You know what? I'll keep those for now, and then I'll delete those after I add the legs. I think that would be a better plan of action. And again, these like pill bottles and stuff like that here are going to, I'm going to like reanimate those to be like sitting in the correct position. So those I'll work all that out after, but getting the drawings done for now is, I think, more important. And a matter of fact, he should be higher than that. He is not tall enough. So I'll go ahead and change that now before I draw the legs. I'm just looking at them in like comparison to like things like the phone and all that, the pay phone and all that. And he looks way too short in comparison. Bring him back up to where he was before, something like here. Okay. Sure, because this guy's not the tallest character, but I mean he's not that short. It's not like he's like 3 feet tall. You know what I mean? He's a little. He's like 5 foot something. I would estimate. Um. All right, so lock these layers again. Everything but the lines. Make sure we're on the lines layer, and then we can draw his legs. And again, I'm now able to switch this back to solid, so I can just see better, see the lines that I'm drawing better. And yeah, let's get started on that. So I'm gonna draw like one line down first, just to see where the ground actually is, so I can know where to put the shoes and stuff. Okay, actually, yeah, look, his legs are like way too long in comparison to his torso here. But what I can actually do is I'm actually gonna take this. I'm gonna take his t-shirt down more, because that does look way too short anyway. So I'll grab all this. Actually, I can delete these legs for now. That's not a big deal to fix those. And of course, as we can see, he has no hands right now. So let's make this work better. Take it down to like here maybe. Take the center back up. We don't want that being like too curved like that. Alright, maybe somewhere around there. Now let's see how long our legs look. Still a little bit long. Alright. I can afford to make him look a little bit. I mean, I can afford to put him down just a little bit more, I think. It's about there. And back to draw mode. Lock all these layers once again. Okay. Now let's see. His legs are still pretty goddamn long, to be honest. If we bring his crotch area down more like that, though, we'll maybe get away with it. Alright, that is not a good shoe. Let's do that over. Damn, that shoe looks all fucked up. Alright, let's zoom in more on that so we can draw that better. That's really a mess. What the fuck? All right. That's coming out janky for some reason after I draw the drawing. It's like changing itself. I don't know what the deal with that is. Uh, but that'll be okay for now. No, fucker. Not there. Alright. Delete those points. And grab this, 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 that, 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 and delete strokes. La 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 la. Smooth it out, baby. Smooth it out. Smooth it out. Smooth all that shit out, bro. Look at how smooth you looking now, Fred. Look at that shit. Smooth you out a little bit more. All right, now let me do the shoes. Get his kicks looking real fly. All right. There we go. And I think I'll go ahead and draw his hands too for this shot. So let me cut them off right there at the wrist. Cut them off right there. Points. Delete points and then delete strokes. Okay. Save. Save. Thank you, sir. I don't know why I'm sitting so far forward in my chair. I was just kind of real focused. Alright, let me draw his hand right there. Not too much of the hand shown in this shot, but maybe something like that will be okay. And the same for this side. Alright, now this is, because this is going to be like, this drawing is going to be changing like relatively quickly onto the next one if I'm going to be, when I'm going to be like animating him like running forward and falling anyway. And plus, this is quite a wide shot, so some of the smaller details can kind of not be entirely perfect. When you're dealing with it like being this far away, it's like it gets kind of a little bit better in that sense. You don't have to be like quite as much of a perfectionist with it, because you're not going to be able to really see that shit from this far away. Alright, so let's do the rest of these let's change these fills rather. Lock our lines layer. Back to draw mode. Erase. Erase all of that. Are his eyes filled in okay? His eye fills are okay, so those can stay. Paint bucket. Fill. Jeans. Fill in those little gaps right there on the corners. Yep. Let's see if there's any down by the shoes too. Oh, that's fine for now. All right. And shirt. Select his shirt. All right, that one turned out fine, as far as I can see so far. And then skin, and we're gonna have to start some new layers too with his shoes. I mean, yeah, we're gonna have to add some new material layers for that. That's fine. We already have those made, I think, for this scene in some other drawing, so we can just like copy them across to this new drawing. I'm not actually feeling as tired as I was earlier. I think doing some drawing kind of woke me up, which is good. So I'm glad that I didn't just like go ahead and like end up falling asleep instead of doing this, because then I would have been like pissed off at myself. And we all know self-loathing is No bueno. I don't need any more of that. Let me select that skin that we just applied there because I want to move it down just below the hairline here. Sweet. All right, now we can go ahead and fill the hair. Edit, grab the hair, sculpt. Okay. Grab this skin. Looking good, my friend. Looking good. Alright, onto the mouth fills layer. Color in his tongue. Color in his teeth. And inside his mouth. Alright. Whoa. What happened there? It didn't draw correctly there. Alright. Pull that. I'll just sculpt it instead. Like so and like so. Alright. Save. Save, damn you. And then, oh, okay, so now we'll do the shoes, which, as I was saying, we gotta take those other materials in. There's a little piece on the bottom of the shoe that I gotta fix, but I'll do that after. I'll do that after I bring these materials in and do the fills. Let me see. Shoes. Shoes top. And shoes bottom. So the design and the color scheme for these shoes was actually inspired by one of my favorite pairs of shoes, and those would be Jordan 3s. No, sorry, Jordan 5s, sorry. And they are the grapes, the grape variation or color palette. And originally I had the shoes a lot more detailed in nature. I had like some of the other little details of Jordans on there and stuff even. But when you're animating a bunch of frames of the character, you want to keep the design, you know, you want to make it cool, but you also want to obviously like keep it to where it's like as simple as it can be for any particular character. So it's you're trying to balance out like being memorable and being, but yet being simple. So yeah, just sort of in like a way to like make the design like work better for drawing like hundreds and hundreds of pictures while animating. I kind of just compromised after and just made it like, Obviously, I kept the purple soles just to sort of bring back that, or just to sort of keep that like inspiration behind it of being like inspired by those Jordans, and just making it a more simple design, you know. But yeah, that was the original like inspiration behind why I chose this shoe color for this character. God damn it. Draw correctly. There we go. Okay. And why does it have that one little piece? The one little piece on the bottom here. Messing with my mind, man. There we are. And as I was saying earlier, those two little lines on the bottom of the shoe, they're sort of going under the ground, but I can still see them. Why is it not letting me grab that? Come on. Oh, it's just the sole of the shoe like interacting kind of weirdly with the ground there. You see, it's kind of clipping, I guess. So we'll lift that a little bit, maybe make that look slightly better. But now I've got to change the fill again too. All right, presto. And save once again. All right, let's see what that's looking like as a render. I may end up making the character like a little bigger, like scaling him up in general, like the entire character. But we'll see. We'll see how it looks anyway when it's rendered. I'll be able to tell better if I should make those changes or not once I see this. All right. No, I think that's okay. I think he looks okay from there. Yeah, he doesn't look like too small for like. I mean, the camera is far away from him, you know what I mean? So he is small in the frame, but I mean, in terms of like the size that he is, I think he looks pretty proportionate to how he's supposed to look. All right. And now what we can do is tab back into edit mode, unlock all of the layers, select the whole drawing. Again, why are you not selecting everything? There we go. That's the second time that's happened. And then we will scrub a couple. We'll scrub like say maybe 100 frames down. Select that again. Duplicate. And put it on 2900. And now what we're going to do is we're going to like get the motion of him moving more toward the camera. So between those 100 frames, he'll go from where he's standing right there to I'll say we make them like beside the pavement where the pavement drops off. Um, that 100 frames will be like say like 4 or 5 seconds. So I think that's enough time for him to get up here, and then right after that. And what I'm actually going to do as well is I'm going to rotate him a little bit on the x-axis to make him like more straight toward the camera. No, what am I doing? No, I don't want to delete anything. I was going to just switch to X-ray mode. That's what I was gonna, or wireframe mode. That's what I was gonna do. All right, let's see where the camera is situated now. I can see him in there really small. Actually, no, I think the angle that we have him at is okay. He's kind of facing the camera as he's not perfectly straight with the pavement, but he's facing the camera. So that's what kind of what I wanted anyway. So no, that's fine for now. So if we scrub back through the timeline now, we can see that he goes from there to there, which is, he's not doing it correctly as he is really supposed to. Oh, I know what the issue is. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to do this again. But instead of doing it on the dope sheet, I gotta do it on the timeline. That's what's happening. So we'll go back into our auto keyframe, and our new origin point is right here, right on the 2800 line. Why did that not work? Okay, so what we're gonna have to do again, duplicate that one. Okay. And then 2900. Now we can auto keyframe this one. Hopefully this should work. You just out here making me look like a goddamn fool, aren't you? You son of a bitch. I've got auto keyframe turned on. I don't know what the deal is with that. It's supposed to like provide the in-between motions of where he's going, not just like pop from one frame to the next like that. Lord, that's frustrating. You see like this, like these yellow stripes right here, that indicates like, that's like the in-between motion of it. In this case, we don't even need an in-between motion because he's not moving per se from like one place to another. Wait a minute. No, there's nothing extra there. I don't understand why this is fucking around like this. Alright, let me do it like that instead. Just bring that to there. Again, why is this just not working how it's supposed to work? I don't understand that. Every other time it'll work, except for now it ain't working. Fuck me. I know exactly why. I think to get it to work, we have to be in object mode. And then these keyframes will work. Let me see. Delete keyframes. Alright. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so let me do some undos here. because we're moving the object. We're not editing it in this case. We have to just move the whole object rather than like rather than tab into edit mode. That's where I went wrong on the when you're working on the timeline with these with the grease pencil. That's how you got to do it. Delete that. Delete that. Undo. Undo. Alright, let's see. Alright, perfect. Now I think that should work. Because we got to keep the origin point the same, you see? So that's why we have to be in object mode. Again, I nearly did the same thing again, but luckily I saved myself at the last moment. So hopefully this will work now. Yeah, that's what we wanted. Okay, so now you see it has every point of like the motion that we needed is now there. So what we do now is when we go back into the dope sheet, now when we're scrubbing along the timeline, our character is always, he's in the right place for where he needs to be on each particular step of his run cycle, if that makes sense. So obviously he's going from there in frame 2800 to there in 2900. So there's going to be a few steps that he's going to have to take in his run from there to there. So now when I go back in and say I do a drawing on this frame now, he'll be in the correct position where he needs to be. I just have to change the drawing, you know. I don't have to like worry about the motion at all. Because I've went into like object mode on the dope sheet and did it like that, the motion is already taken care of. It's just the drawings now that I need to worry about, you see? So that's the way I pull off shots like that, which I love that you're able to do that with grease pencil. It just makes life like a lot easier. So yeah, now let's make sure that he's not behind. All right, he's not behind the lamppost, which is good. That's what I was hoping for. And then after that, shortly he will fall. Shortly after he reaches the end there, he's gonna fall. So maybe go to like here, say 29. Alright, let's see how fast that's moving for a start before we make the next judgment call about where the motion needs to be. Alright, so that's even a little bit too slow. So what I can do is like I can take this down to like say 60 frames. Maybe even 50. Say like 53, just where we are right there. See how that works. Because he's running kind of there. So, alright, that's good. And then we're going to need a auto keyframe again. And in a few frames, he's going to be off the pavement. He's going to be like over here somewhere. And he's going to be obviously like on his knees on the floor here because he's fallen over. But as long as we have him in the right place for now, that's fine. Alright, and again, he's floating off the ground a little bit here though, so we want to go to where he's at. And make sure he's just stable with the ground. I'll be moving that again, obviously, when I redo that drawing, because he's gonna like fall onto the ground. So you're not gonna see his legs in the same way anyway. So obviously his head is gonna be lower down and stuff like that. But this is just like a rough kind of I'm just kind of roughing out his path at the minute. I'm not making it like exact the way it's gonna be, but as long as I'm doing this more for like timing purposes as well, you know. So as long as I get the timing down for now, it should be fine. All right, cool. Might even make that a little bit faster, so something like that maybe. I feel like his run is a little slow, and I think it's like easing into it, whereas rather I want to just have it sort of like a constant, steady. I want to have it at a steady pace. It's kind of accelerating there as we go. Actually, you know what? A run will accelerate because he's going from like just standing here to like running. So obviously he's going to take a little bit of time to accelerate and get faster in his run. So I think I'll leave that the way it is, actually, like easing into it. And it will obviously, the motion just looks kind of rough now, but once we add the drawings in, it'll look fine. You know, it'll look better. It will look like he's moving faster, you know. So that's all good for now. And when he falls over, I can even have him kind of like grab onto the lamppost to like lift himself back up, and then continue running off toward the little bush here. All right, again, let's see how that looks rendered after it saves. And then I think I'll get started on another drawing of him, like, you know, at least one of his feet starting to lift off the ground for when he's running. I'll do one of the main poses for that for now. Alright, sweet. I may need to light that area better around the lamppost for this shot, but I'll worry about all that after. It's, you know, a lot of this is subject to change. I do have a slight light there, a spotlight. As you can see, it's like shining on the pavement, but around the lamppost itself for this shot, I'll need lighting around the lamppost, because that was from a different, that spotlight over there on the pavement is from a different shot. So it doesn't make sense that the around the lamppost is like drowned in shadows right now. So I'll have to make that'll look cool too, like a spotlight around the, like more around the lamppost. Actually, you know what? I might go ahead and do that now. I've got the spotlight there already. I just need to change its position for this particular shot. Which again, like I said, this camera angle changes on frame 2800. I think what I can do is I'll maybe like, because I do want to keep the pavement sort of, I do want to keep the lighting on the pavement as well. So what I might do is just duplicate this spotlight and bring it like further back here where the lamppost is. And so we'll have two spotlights like around the lamppost, and it'll just do, yeah, that'll do good for the lighting in the scene. It'll add more like contrast to it as well, I think, when it's finished. So actually, yeah, I'm going to do that now. I might as well. Let's see where where we last left this. We don't have any keyframes at all yet for that spotlight. So what we can do is we'll make one right quick here on 799. And then we'll go to 2800 and duplicate it, because I'm trying to think if I should duplicate it or not, because like I don't want to affect the lighting in the other parts of the scene. Wireframe mode, please. Come on. Be good. Because I want to have this one now directly like pointing at the ground. I don't want to have it at that angle. So more like this. Okay. And maybe I'll put that like, maybe I'll put it like above like the top of the pole, because we're not gonna see that anyway in the shot. All right, let's see where this light is before now. All right, perfect. That's what we wanted. So is that 2 lights before, or is that just 1? Let's see. All right, it is 2 lights, so that could be a problem. Actually, no. Okay, we're on 799 right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this below the ground until we need it. And then that's just 1 frame before. So then by the time the next frame pops up, it just pops into place where we need it. All right, cool. That's that problem solved. Now let's see how that looks when it's actually rendered. Hopefully that'll make it cast like some, hopefully that'll add some more contrast into the shot in like a kind of an interesting way. And just make it more realistic overall, because like I said, we have the lamppost there and there's just no light around it at all. It just doesn't sit well, you know. Yeah, I think that's all right. And it highlights the lamppost as well, which is good. It highlights the lamppost itself, because that's kind of like that's going right down the middle of the screen there, so it kind of like breaks the frame in half. So it's kind of cool that it's highlighted the way it is there. I'm just trying to think if I should make that spotlight bigger. I think I will. I think I'll make this one bigger. So we'll go ahead and first of all save before we do this, because this is going to be pretty taxing on the computer once I go into like real-time rendering and like in the viewport in order to change the radius. And also, another good reason to add this light is because I noticed that once the character reaches that point where he's like standing beside the lamppost, his color kind of like dies down, because right now where he's standing, he's under the light, so you can see him pretty well. But once he gets closer to where he is there, once he gets closer to the lamppost there, his color like goes away, because the grease pencil actually reacts to the lighting in the scene, which again, that's awesome. Another awesome thing about grease pencil is that you can do some really interesting things with lighting, and like it, you see, so like his color there is more like you can see him better when he's standing under the light, basically is what I'm trying to say here. But Yeah, let's do what we were doing. Make this radius bigger. So let's try like 5 meters radius. See how that works for a start. All right. I think that's okay. Nah, maybe we'll do 6. Maybe I'll do 6 meters actually. And I think I'll change the power of that light up a little bit too, just to make it contrast more with the street there. You probably can't this probably isn't really showing up on camera when I'm changing this. Yeah, that's cool. That's better. But I can see it fine. I can see it okay on my screen for what I need to see it for now. All right, so that's 5,000 watts. Let's try 7,000 for this one. It looks much brighter on the pavement, obviously just because like the material that this one is shining on is a lot darker. But yeah, that should do it. Let's see now. Just tab back into material preview for now, and let's see how that looks when it's rendered. Come on. All right. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. I think I'll actually put a light in here, like around the bush area as well, like a small light, because the grass here in the bottom right hand corner of the frame just looks like black. And I don't really want that to be the case. I want that to have a little bit of color, I think. So I'll put a light down there as well by the grass. Wait. Let's see which part that is. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I'll do that too. Just trying to think of what kind of light I should put. I mean, which color? If I should put blue or orange. I think I'll put... Yeah, I think I'll stick with a blue light as well for that. So again, we're on frame 2800. I'll take one of these. Actually, let's see where I'm putting these lights for a start. Tell me I'm not putting that into planes. Let's see. Alright, good. Yeah, it should be in the correct collection. Yeah, it is. Okay, perfect. Alright. Come on, you son of a bitch. Nope. Nope. There we go. And Shift and D. Duplicate that. Put on our auto keyframe. Bring them down here where it needs to go. real low to the ground there. And again, this is only a 40-watt light, so that should be fine for this. I'm not wanting it to be like way too bright. So we'll put it somewhere like right behind the camera here, just so that it's highlighting our grass and stuff. Oh, and again, we'll put this 799, we'll put it right under the ground when we don't need it. Alright, perfect. Now, let's tab into render mode again. And then we can get a better idea. Actually, put the auto keyframe on again. And then we'll just move this to where it needs to be moved to. That grass still looks dark as fuck. So I think we'll put it like to the side of the camera here, but like more forward. Alright, let's tab into camera mode now since the light is in front of the camera. Why is that grass lighting so poorly? I don't understand. What happens if I turn up the power of the light? Let's see. Oh, and I have it has a really small radius. Maybe that's why too. Let's see. Let's change the radius first. Again, we'll go with a quite large radius for this one. And we'll turn up the power. Say 3. Let's test 300 for now, just to see. I think that'll maybe be too bright, but we'll adjust accordingly. Yeah, that grass is just lighting horribly. I don't know why. Also, let's change it to blue, as we said. Actually, orange might be okay. Let's try blue first, and then we'll go back if anything. I think I'll actually go back. I think I'll actually stick with orange for that one. Just adds kind of a more like nighttime, like Florida vibe to the scene. I feel, you know, it's like orange. It's like humid and it's sticky out there, you know. And yeah, you know, blue and orange lighting. Again, I chose that. That was like, this episode is like all blue and orange lighting, or sort of like blue and teal, I would say. Blue, teal, like light blue, teal, and like orange to like maybe a little hint of yellow in some of it too. But I would say more orange overall than yellow. And again, that was inspired. I thought that out just because, like, that reminds me of like Florida at nighttime, you know, like those colors of lighting. And besides that too, it is like blue and orange are like the colors of like Miami. Teal and orange, sorry, are like the colors of Miami Dolphins. And you know, teams like Miami Hurricanes have orange in their color scheme as well. And so it was a combination of those two things that just kind of inspired me to do like a lot of blue and orange lighting in the show. Alright, again, this lighting is like not affecting... It's not affecting that grass as much as I would like. Let me turn the power up a little more. Let me try 1,000 just to go all out for now. And then, yeah, okay, that's better. That's more what I'm looking for. I'm just trying to light this grass, like, not too much, but, like, just to where it's, like, you can kind of see it, and it just doesn't look like a shadow, you know what I mean? So, yeah, let me render that first and see how that is, like, affecting the... I want to see how it's affecting the volumetrics that I've put in the scene. Like the fog, because once it's rendered out, I don't want the light to be like, right now it's in front of the camera, so it might just look like a light bulb is sitting there in the scene, and I don't really want that, obviously, because you'll look at it and just be like, you'll notice it, you know what I mean? You'll be like, why is there a light bulb like in the corner? So if that's the case, if it's really showing up a lot, then we'll move the light back behind the camera again, and then we won't have that issue. We'll just get the lighting from it, but we won't have that, like, that bright spot in the lighting, you know? But again, we'll see how it looks when it's rendered. That might not be the case, but I'm thinking it will be. Ah, good. No, it didn't show up. That's good. Alright, I think that's pretty good. In terms of lighting. I might actually turn it up a little bit more. Yeah, I think I'll turn it up a little more. We'll try maybe 1200 and see how that affects it. Again, I don't want this light to be like too bright in the scene, but I kind of just want to have like a little hint of like the grass there. Oh, not 12,000, 1200. We don't want a sun to be sitting on the ground. Yeah, maybe 1200. We'll see. If not, then I might like just split it down the middle and make it 1100 watts in between both values, you know? Alright, let's see how we're looking. Yeah, I think that's cool. You can even see a little bit of it affecting the plant there on the top. If you look at the plant on the top left of the frame, you can see that that orange light is affecting it a little bit too. And I like how it's making the chain link fence. I like how it's affecting that too. So that looks, yeah, I think that looks pretty cool overall. All right. So we fixed the lighting there. Let me turn this back up. Let me turn this real-time rendering off, because that is making my computer slow down like crazy. And maybe we'll keep a material preview on it for now. That should be fine. You know what? I might actually put this a little closer to the ground. Whoa, how high up was that? Is that why? Is that why it's not like shining as brightly? Is that why it's not showing as brightly as I would have liked? Let's see. Actually, yeah, we'll just render it out again and see. I didn't think it was that high off the ground. Maybe that was what it was affecting, or maybe that's why it wasn't like lighting the ground too well. Because that's not a spotlight, of course, that's a point light, so that's gonna affect the way it interacts with the ground differently. You gotta put like lower to the ground if you want it to light the ground, if that makes sense. Yeah, not too big of a change, but yeah, I guess that's better. Yeah, so I like the way this little palm plant on the left is like cutting into the frame as well. I think it makes it nice and interesting. I could maybe do with like pulling the camera back, maybe even a little bit more, but we'll see. For now, it's okay though, because I'll keep it like that for now. But if I may change my mind and bring it a little further back at a later time. But yeah, for now, I think that's fine. And one thing else to like, I want to test out right now. Excuse me, is how the new spotlight that we added in there. I want to make sure that's brightening up the character when he's standing under it now. Just in a way that, I mean, I know it will, but I just want to see if it's brightening it in a way that I'm happy with. Yeah, much better than before, I think. It's not like as bright as he is in the other, well, he's under the other spotlight, but at least you can see him a little better. That's fine. Actually, let me look at that again. All right. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. All right. So, what do you think of that render? Is that pretty cool? I'm quite happy with how that's looking. That guy's fucking terrified over here. He doesn't know what this robed character wants from him yet. All he knows is that he is getting the fuck away from him. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool for now. I'm happy that we got that motion done of him like moving down from where he's getting grabbed to there. I'm happy that we got that little part out of the way. Again, I'm trying to think if I should do like if I should do one more drawing for now. I think I might. I think I might get started with one more drawing there. Dope sheet. Duplicate that for now. And then we can change this now. This one. So delete the legs. Okay. And we'll tab in the edit mode real quick for this particular one, and we will move him up a little bit. It's going to be sort of a more in an up pose of his run here, because he's like starting to stand on one foot. He's like bending his toe to like rise up into the motion of running. So yeah, we're going to move that up a little bit like that, just to give the illusion that he's running. Save. As you can see, he's bobbing up a little bit there. Nothing too dramatic, but it's a start for now. Alright, we'll make sure we're in the correct layer, correct material. And we'll go ahead and hide our timeline, and we'll go back into solid mode just so we have a better contrast there for a drawing board. Oh, and again, we'll delete the arms, because those are going to be changing too. Alright, I think that's good for now. Maybe delete that too. Okay. So it's really just up to us where we want, which leg I want to go forward first and all that. So I think I'll make his left our right. I think I'll make that come out first. Where's my pen? There we are. Let me do that again. So actually I'll start by drawing this leg first. So we want to have the shoe bending like so. Let me draw that sole again. That doesn't look cool. The rest of it I can fix with sculpting, but the sole I really want to get right here. Actually, you know what? I'll just fix that with sculpting now. In its entirety. I will move this. Come on, man. Quit messing me around. Move this around here somewhere, maybe? No, wait. We want to move that back. What am I doing? Oh my goodness, what is this fucking thing doing? Alright, so we want to... Come on, bruh. I'm going to move this down, if anything. Yeah, something like that. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to bother sculpting that yet. I'll sculpt everything when we've actually done the drawing. And a slight bend on his leg there. Come on, man. What are you doing? It wasn't drawing in real time for me there, so I couldn't really see where I was going. his shoe is kind of be hidden behind there anyway, behind the pills. So again, like something like that. Yeah, that doesn't look great though. Something looks really off about this. It's probably just the perspective that I've drawn on the leg there, but for a first drawing, we'll keep this for now. And then I can change it later if I need to. If it really looks bad in comparison to like other drawings, then I'll change it. This frame's gonna go by very fast anyway. This is not I actually didn't draw like a main pose of the run cycle like I really should have, but it's fine. It's whatever for now. I just wanted to get sort of a start on doing some of these drawings because I know I have to do them anyway. Alright, yeah, that's fine for now. It doesn't look like too off when you look at it from far away. And as long as like I kind of get like the idea of the motion that I want to do, that's what's most important for now. So also what I'm going to do here is, oh, I have to delete the shoulders anyway, so I'll just go ahead and do that now. So his left leg, our right, his left leg is going to be coming forward. So his left arm is going to be coming forward too. No, his right arm is going to be coming forward, sorry. So we'll go ahead. This is going to be pretty similar to the last arm. This one, we'll maybe just have like a slight bend on it starting, but it's kind of going like that. Alright, no, I'll have to redraw this shoulder again too. Alright. Something like that. And then right arm forward. And I know, I am aware that my hand shapes are weird. That's the way I like to draw. That's the way I have stylized my characters. I like to draw their hands weird. It's comforting for me for some reason. Like I said, I know they're unconventional and kind of weird looking. I used to get comments about that like all the time when I was in animation school. But it is what it is. That's the way I want to style my hands. That's what I used to tell the people, you know what I mean? I understand, like, we had to give, like, constructive criticisms of other people's work and stuff like that, and my hands were always a point of interest for people's criticism. But at the end of the day, that's the way I wanted to stylize my hands, you know? So, that criticism, I kind of, like, I got pretty good at like, taking constructive criticism after a while, which is something that you just need to learn. That's just something that you have to learn to deal with. I know a lot of artists, when they start out, I mean, a lot of artists in general, they, you get so close to your art that sort of when anyone gives it any kind of like criticism at all, you kind of you really take that to heart. You know what I mean? And it kind of like it really kind of hurts your feelings. Which again, I totally understand that. I get that because I was getting that too. I was getting kind of upset with people when they would give me criticisms. Um, But after a while in animation school, I learned to be like better at handling that. Again, it's just something that you're gonna have to deal with as an animator or like any kind of artist, really. If you're like working with other people, or in fact, when you go ahead and release your animations or whatever the case may, whatever it is you're doing, you're gonna have people giving their opinions on it and their criticisms. Sometimes I agree. Sometimes it's unfounded. Sometimes it's bullshit. But if someone's honestly giving you like a reasonable like constructive criticism and just like pointing out like what they feel could like bring your art to its best potential, I guess. That's something that you really want to learn to like deal with and like take on board, because sometimes it's helpful. Now, I completely agree if there's people that like don't know what they're talking about and they don't know, say, how to animate, or they don't, and they're not like giving you criticisms from like an artistic kind of place. If they're just kind of criticizing you to be an asshole, that's a different story, completely. But if someone's giving you like real solid like constructive criticisms, that's something that we really had to learn to be fine with, and we were encouraged to do that. We were kind of told by our by our teachers, our tutors and stuff, our instructors, we were told by them to like give constructive criticisms to other people's work, and obviously like receive it as well from others. Um, and I'm glad that they did that. I am glad that we had to start doing that in class, because it gave me a thicker skin, and it gave me like I knew the reason why they were doing it. They weren't doing it so that people could like be assholes to each other, but they were doing it so that we would kind of learn to like not be so attached to our art, you know. And for other reasons as well, of course, but like that was one of them, that was one of the reasons why they did that, I found. And again, like I was saying as well, because you're gonna have, if you're working as an animator for someone, or if you're working as I don't know, a filmmaker or anything like that, anything kind of like creative, and if you're working for other people or with other people, that's just something that you're gonna have to learn to deal with. Like you can't bring your ego into it really when you're doing that kind of when you're receiving like feedback and stuff like that. You can't really tell people to go fuck themselves when they give you some valid criticisms, or they give you notes, or they give you whatever the case may be in that sort of realm of things. So it's definitely a valuable thing to like learn how to deal with those criticisms, basically is my point. But I went off on a whole tangent there about constructive criticism, but I think the point that I started out making was that, like, I used to get a lot of criticisms over the way I drew hands. And in that particular case, like, I didn't really, like, take those criticisms on board because I wasn't drawing the hands like that as a mistake. You know, I was drawing the hands like that because that's the way I wanted to draw them. So there was kind of that line there where I had to there was that line there that I had to place to where I would say, you know, all right, it might be a valid constructive criticism. You're saying that my hands don't look like a traditionally like more traditionally drawn cartoon hands, and that's fine. I can understand where you're coming from with that. But at the end of the day, that's how I wanted to draw them. It's not because I don't know how to draw like regular cartoon hands. It's just because like that's the way I want my hands to look. That's like the way I'm stylizing my characters, you know? And so you just got to learn to like take the criticism, but again, like you can take on board like what you need and what you want to take from that criticism too. Because like I said, like I wasn't drawing my hands like this by accident. It was completely on purpose. Like I knew that I was drawing my hands like, and they looked kind of weird, but that's the way I wanted them. So you can't really like, that's like going into territories. Then it's like a fine line, you know. They're kind of like stifling my creative choice then, which is like not cool. But again, people weren't doing that on purpose. They weren't doing that to like be assholes. They were just, I guess, not used to seeing hands drawn the way I drew them, you know? Take that. Sculpt it. Sculpt it. Smooth it. Alright, did I smooth out those legs already? Oh yeah, I did. I didn't smooth out this shoe though for whatever reason. Let me do that now. And I'll sculpt this shoe a little more too to make it look more appealing. That's a pretty bad drawing, if I must say so myself. Now that's I can criticize myself on. Alright. And I said I was going to take the sole and sculpt that separately just to make it mold onto the shoe a little better. Take it like that, and then take the front out like so. Alright, cool, that's better. Then we have a line on this other shoe right here that needs to go. Right there, right there. And some more vector points right here that we need to delete. And another. Select, damn you. Okay. Now let's take this one. First of all, smooth it more. And we'll move that around here to make it just join better. Actually, this one I'm going to take a few vector points off the end of this stroke right here. Take these 3 off the end. Alright. Now, that should join better. Something like that. Okay, perfect. Smooth this line out a little more right here. Alright, now we're cooking. Oh yeah, and I forgot I'm gonna further sculpt this shoe too. This shit still looks kind of weird. Take that whole thing. Grab tool. All right, I think I'll scale it to the y-axis a little bit too, make it a little bit more narrow, something like that. Take this stroke and nope, not draw, sculpt. There we go. Grab that down. I think I'll actually move that entire thing in a little bit more too, just to make his leg a little less thick. Yeah, there we go. This shoe right here has got to be actually just the top of the shoe. Got to scale that to the z-axis, make it like more vertical, more vertically long. Alright, something like that. Sweet. And then we'll fix the sole now of that we disconnected. Perfect, perfect. That looks better. And take these now. All right. Alright, I think that's okay for now. I don't think I'll do the... Actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and do the fills for that while we're here. Get this drawing done and get this one drawing complete. Oh, I put the fill on the wrong layer. My bad. There we go. Let me turn those overlays off for now again. Okay. Skin. Sweet, sweet. And jeans, let me erase that one little spot that we have of the jeans there, because it's like outside of the line. Oh, I think that's fine. I was gonna like sculpt that. I was gonna sculpt that line again to make it a little smoother, but it's from really far away, so I don't even think we'll have to worry about that. And the shoes, the kicks. And the bottom of the shoes. Again, we have a little leftover piece there from the last frame. Let me go ahead and erase that. Sweet. Alright, I think that'll be okay. Alright, not a bad start. Go ahead and save that. Test the render on it. Come on. All right. Yeah, I'll have to fix that right arm, his left arm, our right. But that's fine. I'll do that next time. Just looks kind of off. But yeah, besides that, I'm happy with the I'm happy with the shot composition that we did today. I'm glad that we got the motion put in there for like this next part, for this next sequence, little part of the sequence. And I'm happy that we have an idea of where the scene is gonna go moving forward. Yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with the little bit of progress we've made there. But I think that I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream there, guys. I do hope that you enjoyed that one. I'm glad that I decided to stream instead of freaking falling asleep like I was feeling like I was literally about to fall asleep earlier, and I was like, you know what? Instead of doing that, I'm gonna do a fucking live stream. I'm gonna get a couple drawings done, and that's what I did. And I'm way more pleased with myself that I that I decided to do that instead of falling asleep. Now at least I can, I feel myself that I've made a little more progress instead of just doing that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, if you want to see more animation streams like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I also have gaming live streams, a bunch of them. I'm playing some Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty at the minute. Having a real fun time with that. I might actually go stream some of that now. So if you subscribe to my channel, I'll probably be starting a stream very, very soon. I'll see. I do feel like playing it, so I'll probably end up doing that. But yeah, like I was saying, if you enjoyed this stream, if you made it this far, thank you so much for checking it out. And I appreciate you. And I hope you subscribe to my channel. You can, that will also, like, obviously keep you up to date on the progress of my animated series here that I'm very excited to release the first episode of, which is what I've been working on here tonight. This is actually the final scene of the episode, but I do have quite a bit of work to do overall on the episode, but I'm making progress. That's the main thing, one step closer to the dream. Every drawing I do is one step closer to getting that realized, and have it released. So yeah, I'm happy when I get the time and get the chance to make any progress at all. I'm feeling pretty good about it. But yeah, like I said, that's gonna do it for this one. I'll catch you next time, hopefully, and take it easy. Have a good one and enjoy life. Take care.